Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hashtag Trending with me, Ali Reza. We're back once again with a familiar topic, the Iran nuclear deal, and rightfully so. I mean, after all, it was hailed as a historic pact when it was signed back in 2015, and it also made the rounds again when the US pulled out of it back in 2018. So, the talks continue between Iranian representatives and other signatories to the deal to find a way to revive the deal. Tehran says it has come up with a logical path to doing so, which involves the American removing the sanctions in its entirety. And just then, Iran should be able to verify it as the leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei suggested, meaning Iran should be able to sell its oil under normal conditions and receive its money. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif had a tweet detailing this, and the internet reacted to it. So let's check out his tweet and the reactions to it. So the tweet itself reads, Iran proposes logical path to full JCPOA compliance. Here it is. The US, which caused this crisis, should return to full compliance first. Iran will reciprocate following rapid verification. All Trump sanctions were anti-JCPOA and must be removed, without distinction between arbitrary designations. All right, and here we have three replies to this tweet. The first one coming from Mohammad Sadegh. He wrote, certainly the United States seeks to strike at Iran and trades when it always makes a profit. So the Islamic Republic must act with full awareness and full hand and stand against the United States and not submit to oppression and break the global arrogance. I think it's safe to say that that's what Iran has been doing this whole time, resisting global arrogance. All right, the next tweet comes from Noor Al-Kun. It says, the administration of His Excellency President Biden is pursuing a method that is completely contrary to the previous administration. And this in itself is a sign of hope for a breakthrough in the crisis and overcoming all obstacles, God willing. Well, let's just hope that His Excellency's plan will hold. I have my doubts. The next comment comes from Mohammed. It reads, why all this fuss about Iran's nuclear program while everyone is silent about Israel's ready nuclear bombs? That's a good question which has been asked again and again and again and again with no real answer ever being presented. But seriously, do you think that the US media conglomerates will chastise their owner? I think not, and there you go, that's your answer. The next batch of tweet, the first one comes from Mohammad Saidi. It says, lifting of all economical sanctions, re-entering back into the JCPOA and guaranteeing that reckless policies like that of Trump must never happen again is the only way forward. All right, our next tweet comes from Bahram. It reads, diplomacy and negotiations are the only logical alternative remained. Besides some juvenile rants and personal hatred, those opposing Zarif propose no other solutions. War, isolation, and empty manly talk is a big win for Mohammed bin Salman and Netanyahu only, not for Iran. Diplomacy is what Iran is pursuing here. All right, the next one comes from R. Bati. It says, the US is the problem. The US also needs to address its piracy, impounding Iranian oil, selling it, and keeping the proceeds. The US is a rogue state. They also have to answer for their other aggressive foreign policies, but will they? The next one comes from Clear Vision. It says, the news about Iran cooperating with China was the major thing that ended up scaring America enough to remove the sanctions, but still, I hope Iran moves forward with its cooperation with China for more economic stability and security. I can definitely see your point here. The Iran-China mega pact is a game changer whose effects can already be sensed. But that's not the only reason why the US is jumping on the Iran deal bandwagon. They know they need it. And our last batch of tweet, the first one comes from Qasim ibn al-Hassan. He says, given America's repeated misdeeds and growing divisions within the United States, the US is unlikely to emerge from this glorious opportunity. And our final tweet of the day comes from Stop the Lobbyists. He just said, do not believe a word the US says or signs. And that's been it for me and this edition of Hashtag Trending. It's time to get back to the studio now. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.